Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It's your host, me. We're skipping our warning today because I have three things I want to discuss. The first is that I'm sorry this video is a little late. It's very rare that I eat lunch before I make the video. There are afternoon games today, so again, I'm sorry. My morning got a little chaotic, so I'll apologize there. Second off, I am wearing this Fabletics shirt. You may be saying, wow, Green Means Go, you must have more money than we thought. You're wearing the Fabletics. A little plus EV move here. I might be ruining an edge, but sometimes they offer promotions. If you create an account, you order it with the promotion, and then you cancel your account. They don't charge you for the subscription, and you get the really good deal. So I got like 4 pairs of shorts and 3 shirts for like $50. Great deal. Plus EV move there. Once it shipped, I canceled the recurring subscription fee. So again, they might like me. They might like me up. I might be banned. I might be limited on Fabletics for telling you guys this, but it might be worth it if you ever see an ad pop up. And third of all, I made these cookies last night. My wife helped. I would say it was 60-40, my effort being the 60. Is that not a cookie? Look at that. I mean, it's got depth. It's got it all. So at the end, we'll break this up and we'll take a bite. We'll give it a review, even though I've had 3. Yesterday, Jazz Chisholm. 450. We cashed. I did say Will Warren, 6 strikeouts was a lean, and he hit 6 strikeouts. What are we doing? Just play him. Just play him, Green Means Go. How many times do I say things, and I don't play them, and then they cash? And then what did I do? Oh, I actually played over 8.5. We got 6. Bases were loaded in the 7th. 1 out for Houston. I was like, okay, this is our chance. Jake Myers hit into a double play. So it's a brutal game we do play. Perdomo hit. That was a huge cash at 11-1 on DraftKings. And then Wilson Contreras in the game against the Dodgers did hit a home run. So yesterday was okay. We lost like a minuscule amount. I think it was 0.1 units. I can live with that. Again, if our purple prop play goes the other way, we're up on the day. So you guys know the drill. We're not doing too well. We're positive on red plays and purple prop plays. Everything else is in shambles. But our park ratings have been good. So we'll keep rolling with that. I did finally get to my 10 markets on Novig, so I got an extra $5 in Novig cash today, so that's pretty cool. If you want to sign up for Novig, do their little rewards challenges, get some decent odds, not only on home runs, but everything else. You can use my code. They'll give you a little deposit match, and I get some dollars for it. So at 25 signups, we'll give away 100 on the channel. We're like 15 away still. So here's a slate today. Early game, within an hour. We have the game in Detroit. I think left-handed batters are where you need to look here. It's going to be a semi-bullpen game for Detroit. In other words, Holton will probably come out for a few innings, and then Crider Montero will take over for the rest of the game or a lot of the game. 2 right-handed guys who aren't stellar. And I think Reese McGuire at 16-1 has just some pure value if you only look at the number. This is a guy who, in his first game this season, hit 2 home runs, and then after that has been putrid, has been awful. So, it's a risk here. But at that price, I think there's value, especially with how the conditions are, especially with the matchup. So I'm playing it for a moderate unit. Riley Green's a lean, and then Winsel Perez, 9 games started this year, 3 home runs, and they're giving us 850. That's on ProfitX. Numbers may vary, but anything over 700, I think, is a good price against James Taillon tonight. Taillon has been pretty loose with the juice, and not in a good way. So, I like lefties for Detroit. Maybe a Zach McKinstry or a Trey Sweeney or a Kerry Carpenter. It doesn't look like Colt Keith is in the lineup, so not him, but that's my read for that game. Game in Minnesota, I think right-handed batters are who you need to target here, and I also think because of the park size in Minnesota, you need to take guys who can crank. So we go with Vlad and Buxton. They're leans. I think their prices are good. I think it is chalky, but I'm okay with endorsing them as leans. Game in St. Louis, I don't really care for. Yamamoto's pitching for LA. Eric Fetty's pitching for St. Louis. I wanted Teoscar Hernandez. He was priced at 630 this morning, which is why you see a blank and then you see a FanDuel, because I had him in there. He's not in the lineup, so I deleted it. Forgot to clear out the book drop-down arrow there. So my apologies. Right-handed batters, I looked at Andy Pages. So if you want to play a Green Means Go almost plays, just says it, doesn't write it down. If you believe in that, Andy Pages. Otherwise, Mookie Betts, I think, is fine at 6-1. Game in Philadelphia, I think you need to target, Pittsburgh against Philadelphia. I think you got to target Philly right-handers here against Andrew Haney. Weston Wilson, 880, and Trey Turner at 600 are leans, but I really liked a lot of guys. A lot of guys I looked at and said, not bad. Castellanos, JT Realmuto, Alec Boehm, like everybody kind of made me go, I could see a way that you get him at that number in this matchup. As for Pittsburgh, I don't want to target Ranger Suarez. I don't want to target these Pittsburgh right-handed batters. So I am just advising maybe stay away from Pittsburgh bats in this one. We have the game in San Francisco, Bay Area banishment. I'm not playing it. Sorry. However, I do think Bryce Elder can be hit. So if you want to look at some Giants, fine. I'm not going to. I wouldn't pick any Atlanta batters. But if you want to look at Giants, go for it. This game in Washington is one I really want to talk about. This one, and then there's another one I want to talk about from a game perspective. Jacob deGrom is pitching. He's not been who he career-wise has been. He's given up 9 home runs in 12 starts. He's getting hit pretty well. He's not giving up a ton of earned runs. 3 to 4 a game. Sometimes less. But I think this matchup with all the lefties that Washington has could be good for Washington. So not only do I like Luis Garcia at 8-1 as a lean, I like Washington props. Potentially an over 8 in the game, potentially Washington money line, potentially Washington team total. I think this game, I'm hoping this game gets out of hand. I think both teams could put up runs. Now, I don't necessarily love Texas's home run chances, but I do think against Mitchell Parker, I believe, let me double check that. I think Texas, whoever it is, I think Texas could look darn good today. I think there's going to be runs in this one. Sorry, I just want to make sure it's Mitchell. Yeah, it's Mitchell Parker. So, that's kind of my look at this game. I think you could see a lot of left-handers for Washington. They have value, hit home runs. I think this game could be high scoring. I think Washington may find a way to squeak it out. We can check Washington's game logs. They either score 2 runs or they score 9 runs. So it's feast or famine. We'll talk about what I did on the official plays page. Game in Chicago is a little chilly. Pick your spots. Left-handed batters maybe. Mike Tauchman, has he found something? Hit one either last night or the night before. So maybe he's feeling it. His price in the 600s, it's fine, but I'm not going to fully endorse it. Game in Cleveland, let's chat again. This one is a Hunter Brown start for the Astros against Gavin Williams for Cleveland. And I'm torn. If Houston had been generating some offense, I would be no doubt take their money line at -110 because I think there's value at that. I think they should be -150 given the pitching matchups. But given that Houston cannot get anything going offensively, it seems, especially away from home, I'm scared to endorse fully Houston money line. But does that mean I'm scared to bet it? We'll talk about it. Under 7.5 also, I could see this just being a pitch off. This just be a battle for, any runs at all. So we'll talk about how I worked those two things in, but I have my eye on this one. I think Houston money line ultimately has value, but I don't think we see a ton of runs in this game. My wife is calling. Do I answer it live on stream? Let's see. I'm in the middle of the video. What's going on? Okay, perfect.
You didn't have to answer me.
It's content. It's okay. I'm just kidding. All right, see you soon. She went to the rummage sales today, so she's just telling me she's on her way home. Liam Hicks, 14-1. Maybe that's a sign. Home, Hicks, your wife. My name is not Liam. Let's hope it's a sign, by golly. 14-1 on ProfitX. Green in this game, though, Jesus Sanchez, Junior Caminero, and Curtis Mead, all I think are very well priced, good matchup. Yesterday I suggested this game. It wasn't super. It was like 3 home runs hit. Not great, but fine. I think it's good today. Those are my leans. Cincinnati game, holy price gouging part 2. I looked at this. I was optimistic. Pitching looks great. Park looks great. And of course, prices match. And they match so much that I just don't think there's any value whatsoever. If you want to find something, go for it, but I'm not going to suggest anything. Game in Milwaukee, I like Tatis, 492. I like Bogarts at 10-1. I think that's a really good price for him. Overall, though, I don't think San Diego is going to have an advantage against Jose Quintana, who's pitching for Milwaukee. I kind of lean Milwaukee money line here. But Stephen Kolek makes me slightly nervous, who's pitching for the Padres. Bryce Turang, 14-1 is a good price. Christian Yelich at 650, I think, is a phenomenal price. Game in New York, I think Boston right-handers are priced well. Choose your fighter. It was like 6 guys. I'm like, right. Kind of like Philly. So if you want to look anywhere, that's where I would direct you. I'm not going to target Garrett Crochet against the Yankees. I don't want any Yankees. I don't want anything to do with Garrett Crochet, so I'll stay off of that. Game in LA, I think that Luis Castillo has been great. In other words, 4 home runs in 12 games. They came weeks ago. I mean, it's been like 9 games he hasn't allowed a homer. He does get hit. He does allow runs, but the home runs has not been a problem for him. And LA's pitching Jack Kowanowitzki, Jack with a K other than a bunch of letters. And I think Seattle really matches up well with him. Rowdy Tellez at 430 is a lean. Let's wrap it up here. Game in Colorado. Don't see a ton of value. Starling Marte at 6-1. And then the last game of the night, game in Oakland, another one that looks like it should be plentiful in terms of the home run. Not so much yesterday, even though I suggested it. But Charlie Morton, Luis Severino, both have been hit hard this year. Ryan O'Hearn, 6-1. Lawrence Butler, 4-1. Jacob Wilson, 960. Okay, official plays, there's a lot of them. I want to talk through them. Like I mentioned, Reese McGuire, 0.05 units. Winsell Perez, 0.05 units. I am taking the over in Washington, Texas, on Novig at plus 110 for 0.3 units. That's a purple prop play. I did end up taking Houston money line for 0.25 units at minus 104 on ProfitX. I think that's a really good number. I think they win this game 60% of the time. And that's me being conservative with the estimation. So I'll take that number. I'll take that price. We'll roll with it. Tatis for 0.05 on Novig. Turang for 0.05 on ProfitX. This, I have to clarify, I technically did bet Christian Yelich twice, both for 0.05 units. I seeded it on Novig, and at the time it was not filled, and then I decided to bet it on DraftKings. It got filled on on Novig. The point is, I bet it both. I like Christian Yelich a lot today. I'm fine with having 0.1 units on him. Then DraftKings has a stepped up boost. So the more legs you add, the more your profit boost gives. So I did this 7-leg parlay. It's not plus EV. It's not good. Like, I'm not sharp. I'm just saying these are all games I feel pretty good about. And so let's use them in a boost. Detroit money line, Dodgers money line, Philly money line, Boston money line, Milwaukee money line, Seattle money line, and over. And then I realized, okay, I got the over here. I'm going to be real ticked if like all of these money lines hit and I lose this and then I also lose this. I'm going to cry. So if you want to not cry, leave off this total. Just bet the money lines. Maybe throw in an extra money line of Washington if you want to get real cute. They're an underdog. It'll boost your price. Regardless, it's locked in. I'm fine with it. Let's trust ourselves. Let's trust our gut. FanDuel has a 50% boost any bet today. I'm choosing it to do on a 2-leg home run parlay. Curtis Mead and Ryan O'Hearn, 0.1 units to win 9,615. Then we're going to do a round robin with slightly less units than we have been. Riley Green, Luis Garcia, Christian Yelich again, Rowdy Tellez, and Lawrence Butler. That could hit. All those guys could hit. And then finally, 2 more straights. I decided at the end of the day, will I be more mad if this hits and I didn't play it, or more mad if I play it and it doesn't hit? And I determined if Curtis Mead hits one and Ryan O'Hearn doesn't, I'm going to be ticked because I really like Curtis Mead at 830. So I played him for 0.05. And I think Liam Hicks is a really good price at 14-1, 0.05. So, I'm just under a unit spent, or just over a unit spent if you leave out your purple prop plays. So I feel okay about that. It's a Saturday. Let's have some fun. I need to stop talking so I can get this video out. Oh, cookie. Let's watch the break. Let's watch over my keyboard too. Okay. You could see a little cross section there. Not too bad. We loaded it up with the chocolate chips. That was my wife's doing. I said, well, don't we measure? She says, you don't measure chocolate chips. You measure everything. How else do you make the cookie, right, if you don't follow the recipe? You just dump chocolate chips in, I guess. I mean, it's a perfect rough around the edges, soft in the middle. What else do you want in a cookie? Oatmeal in here. I wanted to make it healthy. You put the oatmeal in, the cookie's instantly healthy. So, plus EV oatmeal move. I'm done. See you tomorrow.